Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for being here today. My name is Jonah from Spotlight, and I'm thrilled to be with you today. We're going to be talking all about how you take your followers on social media and other places and turn them into customers. But before we get started, please hop in the comments. Let me know that you're here, where you're tuning in from, something you're excited to learn, and also if you've been to any past events. For the last month and a half, we've been especially focused on creating events just like this one that help you tackle all of the many challenges that exist when you're trying to build a business online, especially if you want to offer courses or coaching products, all of those things that Teachable makes it really easy to sell. But of course, there's a lot of challenges involved with that. So throughout this presentation today, hop in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions at any point, if there's any challenges you're specifically facing, and also let me know a little bit about you, maybe what it is you're looking to sell, where in your journey you are, and if you're excited to learn something from Spotlight, either that we already offered or haven't offered yet. We look at these comments and we love hearing where you're at and what your challenges are, because we want to build events that help you solve these tricky challenges as you go through your journey as a creator. So once again, hop in the comments at any time. Let me know where you're tuning in from, who you are, a little bit about you, and also how you found out about Spotlight, where you're coming from. If it's from one of the creators we work with, from our YouTube, from our website, we love hearing all of those things. And if I am moving fast today, don't fret. All of this will be available in a replay. It'll be here on the Spotlight YouTube. Like and subscribe if you're having a good time here. And it'll also be on the Spotlight website, as well as emailed to you if you registered for the event. Seems like people can hear and see me all right, and I don't want to waste any more time. So let's dive in. Like I said, today we're talking specifically about some systems, mindsets, some things you need in place to make sure that when you go out to market your business, whether it's on social media or whether you're writing a blog, however you're getting discovered, it's really important to have some systems in place to make sure that the leads you're capturing and all of the followers you're getting over time are actually potential customers, and you have systems in place to turn those followers into customers. At Spotlight, we have talked to hundreds of creators. I've worked with hundreds of creators, and many of my clients face the same problem where even once you go out and you start establishing your business and your brand and you start getting followers, you don't have a system to turn those followers into customers. And it's really easy to get into the weeds. Often you'll see people with millions of followers who maybe aren't making that much money. And I've also seen creators with a few hundred followers who are making 5-figure, 6-figure incomes, sometimes even a month. So having these systems and kind of ideas in place will guarantee that as you grow, you have a method for capturing followers and turning them into customers. I just want to catch up really quick with some people who are here. We got Judy tuning in from Nevada. Thank you for being here, Judy. Love seeing you. We have Amanda. Great subjects of loads of students enroll on my acupuncture course, my free course snippets. I need help with automation and also subscriptions. We're going to touch a little bit on that today, but there are some details of that we'll cover in future events. But super excited you're here, Amanda. Linda is here, college professor in a comparative religion. Love that. That was one of my favorite classes in high school. Had a great teacher there. Napur here. Sorry if I mispronouncing that. From India, I've been a content creator in mental health, and I'm so happy to be here today. We are so happy to have you. So let's dive in. I'm going to say right off the bat that some of this stuff may appear a little basic if you've been doing this for a while, and some maybe not. But in any case, I wanted to cover all of the base systems because you need, at very least, the things we're going to talk about today in place before you get into any of the more advanced stuff. So, curious as we go along, holler if you have these systems in place, holler if you've moved on to more advanced aspects. We love hearing all of that stuff. But If you're here today, likely at some point in the last few years, maybe the last decade, you've said, I can build an online business. And the next step is you set out to do it. You lock down your brand, you choose your colors, you make a logo, get a URL, you build your website, you start an Instagram account or a TikTok account, whatever social media you choose that you think is going to be good to market, and you start posting and you feel on top of the world. You're an independent business owner out there marketing yourself, and eventually it starts working at least a little bit. Regardless of where you are in your journey, if you've gotten out there and started posting, likely at least your friends are liking your posts, you're getting a few new followers, maybe you start getting comments, people engaging, you're getting reposts from other creators. Maybe you even go viral a little bit and you feel like the greatest at a master of everything. And then if you've been in the game for at least a few months, it starts happening. You're starting to get tired. You're not making actual sales. You're not making money, which is what you ultimately set out to do. And you're losing speed. You're not going viral anymore. You're losing hope and you're out of ideas. Well, the good news is if you're sitting there in this place, you're probably wondering, is there a better way to do this? And yes, there is. Now, we're not going to get into any real like posting technique or what makes you go viral or any of that. We're talking today about the base systems that you need in place to make sure that as you grow, you have those systems in place to take followers and actually add them to a place where you can communicate directly with them and turn them into customers. So let's spell a couple of the myths before we get into any of this. These are myths you've likely heard. These are myths that I thought were true for a long time, but after building my own business and after the last 2 years where I am now completely employed with my own business and after working with so many clients and creators who have been through the same journey, I can tell you confidently that these are myths. First one is that you need a million followers. Like I said, that's just not true. We've seen creators with only hundreds of followers making 5 figures a month. I've talked to them, I've worked with them, I've had them as clients. It's a real thing. You don't need a huge following to make decent money online. You just need a couple things we'll talk about in a minute. Another myth is that you need to post every day. And although when you're getting started, posting every day can help you get a sense of kind of your voice and your brand and maybe how the platform works if you're new to it, at least from the creator side, you don't need to be posting every day. Some of the most successful creators post once a month at most, and maybe even less. Another myth is that you need a whole lot of money. You need to invest in a bunch of gear. You need to invest in a LLC. You need all of these things to get started. And although there will be those points in your path where it makes sense to make investments, you don't need a lot of seed money to start a knowledge based business online. And it's why it is one of my favorite ways to get started online because you can build a business just selling what you know. And over time, you will find, yes, so you can maybe start adding merch or physical products and these things that you need a bigger investment for. But right off the bat, you need very, very little money to get started. Another big myth that I see all the time and hear from clients and hear from people in the chat is that you don't have the time. And I don't have kids. I don't have, I don't, I work for myself now. So I have an excess of time. I'm aware of that. I'm conscious of that. If you're in the audience today or watching the replay and you're scoffing at me saying, well, he doesn't know my life. I've got kids. I've got a day job. I've got, maybe multiple kids, multiple partners, multiple jobs, all these things you might be working with, and you feel like you just don't have the time. I know I'm coming from a place of privilege with the time I have, but I'm telling you that you don't need to worry. And there is no hurry. The beauty of building your own business is that you are in charge and you are going to build this business in a way that works with your life now. And it's going to grow to be the thing that you want it to be. And maybe eventually just a side hustle that makes a little extra income. Maybe it becomes your full time business like I've done. But the point is, there's no rush. And you may feel the urgency because if you're tired of your day job or all of this, but like if you're acting from a place of urgency, you're going to make critical mistakes that are going to lose you money and time down the line. So, more than anything, when it comes to the question of time, I just want you to focus on working smarter, not harder. I know that's a common trope, but it's true. Focus on spending the little time that you do have on the right things. And that's what we're here at Spotlight to try and help you do. It is going to take time to do all of this and to build a business. That's just the reality. But we can at least try and make sure that the time you do have, those 15 minutes a week, those 15 minutes a day, maybe more, that you're spending it on the right things. So now that we have those myths out of the way, hop in the comments. Let me know if there's any other myths I've missed. If you disagree with me, I want to hear it. If you're feeling like any one of these is just unsurmountable, let me know. We can get through it together. And the whole point is I just want you to get these out of your head so that you're not operating from a point of this scarcity mindset or a point of failure right before you even get started, right? So let's talk about what is true and what you do need in order to build a successful business that is not just based on your follower count, but you have these systems and methods in place to turn every potential customer into an actual customer. So these are going to be our guiding principles for today. And I'm going to cover them briefly, but we'll go into each one a little more in depth. If you've been at some past Spotlight events, you'll recognize some of these points because I'm trying to hit them home and they are valuable in many different contexts. So, first, you're going to need clarity. I forget which creator said this. I wrote it down, but I don't have my note right there. But I thought it was genius. Just as simple as confused people don't buy things. They simply don't. So if you're all over the place, if you're posting about all sorts of stuff, if your offer varies from day to day, it's going to be very difficult for people to keep up and for people to understand what it is you're offering. So some creators or advisors go into this by talking about niching down, niching down. I get a little tired of that language, so I like to focus on clarity. If you're clear about who it is you're helping and how you're going to help them, then you have your niche. You don't need to worry about that. You just need to stick to your guns and help that person. The next thing you're going to need is consistency. And harkening back to what I said about posting every day, you don't need to post every day. You don't even need to post every week. You just need to set clear expectations for your audience and meet them. The creators who aren't posting often but are still being successful have those expectations set with their audience and they meet them. So meeting expectations like that really just builds trust with your audience, and your audience will know what to expect. And if you continue to deliver, that's how you build that trust with them. The next thing, and I've said this word system quite a few times already today, you're gonna need a system. And today we're gonna be focusing on a system of taking any follower you get on your platform and turning them into a potential customer, and down the road, turning them into a customer. If you have that system in place and it's working for you and it's automated, then you can focus on your content and growing your following without worrying about where those potential customers are going to be when you're ready to sell. And the last thing we need to actually sell things. And we will talk about that near the end of the event today. I'm going to give you a tried and true strategy when it comes time to sell that you can use. But when we're coming from the mindset of building a business, there's only one real measure of success, and it's not your follower count, it's not your likes, it's not what anyone else might think of your business. If you're trying to build a successful business, the only thing that counts is money in the bank at the end of the day. I'm not talking any ethics here, what you choose to make your business off of. I'm going to assume that everyone is out here to make the world a better place and is building their business from that standpoint. And why I'm so hard on money being the measure is because if you're truly offering valuable products, people are going to be willing and want to pay for them. And that money is not only money, it is a signifier that you have delivered on the promises you offer. So I know it may seem a little grimy or greedy right off the bat to be talking about money as the baseline value for everything we do when we're building a business, but I see that money as purely an exchange of value. If I am providing value, I'm getting money in return, and that is how we exchange value in the society. So that money is a measure of my business's success, both from the standpoint of running a successful financial entity and from the standpoint of running an ethical business that is providing value. So let me know if all of this resonates with you, if these make sense. If you feel like I missed anything, let me know. We are all growing and adapting all the time. So I love having people call me out or add to it. We're all here today to learn together. So hop in the comments and let me know your thoughts as we go through this. So, let's start with clarity. And if you've been in past spotlight events, you're going to recognize some of this, but I want to hit it home and I want to give you use for this in a different context. So, to be truly clear about what you're offering your students, your customers, your audience, you need to focus on transformation. What is the transformation you're offering? It's easy to say, I'm building a product and here's the features, or I've made this thing. Look at it. Look what it does. But if you've paid any attention to any marketing that's out there done by big companies or small successful creators, you need to get to the emotional root. We talked about that in yesterday's event. So go check that out if you want to learn how to take a feature and get to the emotional root, turn it into a benefit. But today, I want you just to focus on the transformation that you're offering people. To give an example, I am a music producer, audio engineer, videographer. I focus in the world of content and music. So when I'm out there trying to help students with my courses or my content, I'm trying to focus on what is going to transform someone from, in my head, I see them as not being competent, not or confident, not feeling competent, feeling lost in all the resources. When they encounter my platform, when they follow me, when they engage with me, when they buy my products, I want to transform that someone in the same transformation I've had over my lifetime to feel confident, to feel competent, to tackle new challenges, to make music that they were scared to make, to put it out there in the world, to put out that podcast, to grow, and just to start the business of becoming that person. So that's an example of transformation, but I really want you to think of transformation. Who is the person before they encounter you? Who are they after they encounter you? And that is going to be your guiding principle. One of my favorite tools for this is what I call a transformational tagline or a transformational paragraph. This can be used both internally for yourself. And if you've watched past events, you've seen me use this more directly for selling. But this is going to provide both you and your audience clarity on what it is you're offering and what it is your audience can get from you. So, we use this paragraph in this way. So I am helping insert your audience here who insert the problem that they face. And I'm sure throughout your cycle as a creator, there will be many problems, but this is a good place to get general. What is the big problem? Who is the person before they encounter your products? And then you're helping them become the transformation that you're offering. So, to put my business into context, it would look like this: I am helping passionate musicians who struggle to produce professional quality music become skilled and confident producers. I want you to remember and always keep in mind that this is an ever evolving sentence. It's an ever evolving phrase. It's an ever evolving mantra. We are going to update and change this as we go. Often, once we get out there and start offering value, we find that certain aspects of what we teach is more valuable than others, and it's going to change over time. So, you don't need to stick to this like concrete, but you do need to have this in mind and keep it in mind at every stage of the process, because it is so easy to get caught up in making posts you think are going to go viral, or writing emails you think are going to get opens, and all of these things, when truly, if you stick to your guns and make sure that you are always helping someone, and you're clear on the problem they face, and you're clear on the transformation and the way you're going to get them there, you will grow and you will have customers, not just followers, but customers. And that's the really big difference there between followers and customers, is being clear about who it is you're helping and how you're going to help them. So hop in the comments. I want you to take this phrase and work it for yourself, partly because I want to learn a little more about you, and also because it's good practice. So screenshot this. If you're watching the replay, screenshot it. Go back and screenshot this if you're just tagging along. And I want you to take this and use it. If you can, do it in the comments right now. Do it with me. Otherwise, do this right after the event, but it's going to provide you such clarity to know who your audience is, the problem they face, and the transformation that you are promising them. So, how do we use this once we have it? Well, we're going to go right away, take this. And if you have any of these things, you're going to do an audit first and foremost, or you're going to keep it in mind as we go and build our business, as we build our platform and all of these things. So, first and foremost, once you have your transformational tagline, your transformational phrase, go look at your website and compare it. Can someone scan your website and immediately know the problem you're solving? Immediately see your transformational phrase within your copy, within your website, within the design, within how it's laid out? Can someone see that within 8 seconds? That's typically the amount of time you have to reach someone who might just stumble upon your website or be reading a blog post or whatever it is. If they can't, then work it in there. And don't be afraid to put literally your transformational phrase first and foremost. Judy is writing in. I just want to call these out as they come out. I want to help people that are afraid of watercolor how to correct watercolor. They will have confidence painting in watercolor. Love it. Judy, keep working this muscle. Try a few different ways. Work on it until you find something that you're really proud of. And I'm just talking about the words you use, how you construct it. Nupur is saying, I am helping people looking to grow personally who are in their 20s become a mature, thoughtful, impact driven adult. Love it. I love this. So, people, keep dropping those in there. I love seeing it. I love seeing you already put that action to work. Like I said, we're going to then, once we have our transformational phrase, we're going to take it and put it and compare it to our website, our whatever our main homepage is, where we typically want customers, clients, followers to go. We're going to make sure that's clear right off the bat. Every post you make, compare it. Are you serving that transformational phrase? You don't have to be writing that transformational phrase into every single post, but every single post that you make should be serving that audience, serving that transformation. In every email you send, make sure that it builds trust and assures with those people who are already on your email list, or new people you're reaching out to. Make sure they know right off the bat what that phrase is. I've seen creators put the transformational phrase as a signature in their email. So every single email you get from them, whether it's a business transaction or a marketing email, hones in that indeed this is who they're helping, this is how they're doing it, and this is the transformation they promise. And last but not least, when you are building products, whether you already have them and you're going to go back and audit them, or if you're going to build new products, and this really comes to that point of not wasting time because products take a long time to build. Every product you create should be geared towards solving a problem, whether it's the problem directly in your transformational phrase or little problems that serve that bigger problem down the road. This transformational tagline is going to help guide you through every aspect of your business, from getting clients to talking to clients to finally selling products and rewarding those customers who have bought from you. So that's how we're going to use this phrase. It provides clarity for every step of the way, and it's like a mantra we can put on the wall. So if we're ever wondering, are we serving our business? Are we serving ourselves? Compare whatever you're doing to that mantra, to your tagline, and make sure that you are working in service of that. It's so easy to get caught in the weeds. Once again, trying to go viral, trying to do whatever it is, trying to be like everyone else, like we do when we're out there trying to make a business. But if we stick to the transformation and the people we're serving, it may take longer, because it may take longer to build your business if you're not chasing clickbait and virality. But the audience you build will truly be there for you. They'll be interested in your existing and future products, and you are going to have followers that are actually interested in buying from you. So that's why this clarity is important. It makes sure that along the road, even if it takes longer, the followers that you're capturing are actually potential customers. So hop in the comments. I see a few more of these that came in. I love these. I am helping small businesses who don't have resources become credible with audiences using PR. Amy, that's fantastic. Super clear, super to the point. Linda is saying, I help spiritual seekers struggling with getting a sense of connection and guidance from the universe, source God, to create their own practices with guidelines for spiritual guidance and empowerment. Linda, that is lengthy, but seeing what you're doing, which is a big subject and a lot to handle, you have done a great job. That is awesome. I love all of these so much. This is so awesome. And if there's anyone watching the replay, hop into the comments and leave your transformational phrase there too. We love coming back and seeing what you're up to. It tells a lot about you. We love seeing that. And I also challenge you to make that commitment to try and lock down your transformational phrase here today, whenever you're watching. Once again, it'll change, it'll morph, it'll evolve. But so long as you have that, print it out, put it on the wall, set it as your desktop, make it your guiding principle through everything you do. So once you have clarity, once you have your transformational mantra, your transformational tagline, the next thing you need to do is focus on being consistent. And once again, we're just meeting the expectations we set. So don't feel pressured by anything anyone else is saying about how often you have to post or anything like that. It's all good advice and it's all valuable if you can meet that. But most importantly, we are just going and setting these expectations and then meeting them. So no pressure from anyone but yourself. But once you commit to those, stick to it. That is how you build trust. It's how you look reputable. It's how you look like you know what you're doing, whether or not you do. That consistency is key when it comes to having a valuable online presence. This can be done with two simple tools, both which are available to you for free today. In the description below, we have a free PDF called How to Sell an Online Course. In that PDF, under the Social Media Made Easy section, there's a link to these two tools. They're there for you. They'll copy automatically to your Google Drive so you can use them right away. And they're two very simple tools, and they may seem dumb at first, but I will tell you, I have worked with so many creators, and every successful creator implements some version of these tools, and every struggling creator has yet to use these or commit to them. These two tools are a content strategy grid, what you see before you, and a content calendar, which will come next. So a content strategy grid is really just your bucket of ideas, so you're never sitting there wondering what to post, what to email about, how to like put yourself out there. You simply go and on the far left you put in the various mediums that you're going to work with. So image, video, text, and I put repost because I think it's valuable to call out people in my community that I appreciate or like the content of. It's also a really easy way to grow your audience and work with algorithms, but you can change that to whatever it is that you feel comfortable doing. Some people aren't comfortable with video. That's totally fine. And on the top in our template, you'll see recommended kind of genres of what a post would be like. So I built this one for myself. It would be music industry tips, music industry updates, works in progress. So things I'm working on, going to put out, and then personality. You got to have some room in there to be yourself, to be authentic. So I wanted to have a category from that. And then if you see in each square, you meet the two together. And this is how you always have consistent content to post, how you always have consistent ideas of what to do. So just to give a couple examples, a image I could post that works within music industry tips is an infographic about ways musicians can make money in today's industry. Super easy thing I can do. I can make that in Canva in minutes, and now I have a post. If I was going to do a music industry update video, I can highlight recent changes to copyright law for streaming services. There's been a lot happening in that realm, in that world. So that's an easy video for me to make. I can make it in seconds. So you see how this is used. We don't necessarily need to only dig into this, but it will provide us with a regular place so we're not ever wondering what to do. Kelly Ashby is asking, where is the downloadable content strategy grid? It is in the description below. It is called the How to Sell an Online Course PDF, and it's going to be available there for you. So it's the third link there. And within that PDF, which has a whole lot of additional value, if you go to the social media made easy section, it's going to link to those tools. The reason I'm making you download that PDF to get this is because that PDF is packed with valuable content. It's packed with valuable information and good resources for further learning from a bunch of creators who have built successful platforms. So I'm making you go through a little bit of the ringer there, but trust me, the PDF, it's totally free. You don't even need to put your email to get it. And it's packed with value. The content strategy grid and the content calendar are both in there. So Judy, make sure to expand the description in there. I see a few people asking where it is. If you make sure to expand the description, it'll also be in the resources section on the Spotlight event page as well, emailed to you. So stick with me for the moment. Leave a comment at the end of the event if you're still having trouble finding it, and we'll make sure that it's there. But I want to keep going so we could get to everything today. Got a lot to share with you. So once you have your content strategy grid, this sounds, again, pretty basic, but you would be amazed how many people I see who are complaining that they're not having success and don't have these systems in place. The next thing you do is you lay those things out on a calendar. And this doesn't, again, need to be daily. I'm just using this as an example. But once you do this, it gets a lot easier to figure out what a month of content looks like. So you're going to stop chasing the dragon, waking up every day wondering what to post. And you're going to sit down once every 2 weeks, once a month, take your content strategy grid and lay those posts out on a calendar. Now you know what content you need to make, and you don't have to do it daily. You can do it in batches. You can sit down once, a month, once every 2 weeks, and make this content. And then the final tool you're going to use to make this all work and to stay consistent is a scheduling service. If you have a CRM like MailChimp, ConvertKit, or Flowdesk, all of these services allow you to schedule your emails. Your blog posts are schedulable through any website platform. So you're going to sit down, you're going to make this content. It is so much easier to have a focused hour than multiple focused 10 minutes throughout an entire month. And for social media, here are just a couple tools you can use. If you're familiar with Canva, Canva now allows you to schedule posts directly from within Canva. So, I mean, talk about the number one tool to design graphics and make posts and then schedule them. It's all available there. But really, once a month, sit down, take your content strategy grid, lay your posts across a calendar, and schedule them. This will give you a baseline of consistency. So now you don't have to worry if you're at least showing up on the base level, and any additional content you post from there will only be additive. You'll be exceeding expectations, not just trying to meet them. If this seems basic to you or you already have these systems in place, fantastic. Congratulations. You have the consistency thing figured out. If you don't have these systems in place, if you came to me as a new client and you were complaining and you needed help growing your business and you didn't have these things in place, I would refuse to work with you until you put them in place. I hear a lot of friends and people in my space complain that they're not having success on whatever platform it is, and they don't have these basic systems in place. And I just am unwilling to talk about it until you at least have a bucket of ideas, a calendar to place those ideas on, and a scheduling service in place to put those things out. This is baseline level of consistency. It may seem like a lot at first, but once you get a hang of the systems, you realize, oh, now I only have to sit down once a month to do this. Everything I do, everything that comes up otherwise in life is just additive, and it makes it a joy to engage with social media because you know that you're not chasing this baseline, you're just adding above. Make a promise you can keep to yourself when you sit down and build your content calendar. When you do this scheduling, make sure that you actually can sit down and do this once a month. I want to answer a quick question that's coming in. Amanda is saying, does Activecampaign work with Teachable? It doesn't natively integrate with Teachable, but Teachable does have integrations for Zapier. I use Flowdesk, so I use Zapier to take all of those anything I need to sync in between Flowdesk and Zapier, and it works fantastic. And a lot of those Zapier flows are actually available on a free Zapier plan. So Activecampaign isn't natively integrated, but you can integrate with Zapier, and it's pretty easy to set all of that up. Hope that answered your question, Amanda. So we've covered clarity, we've covered consistency, and this is where it gets really interesting to me. And there's just so much room for experimentation, but I really want to focus down on the base system here. You need a system in place. And at its root, if you've attended any past events, you've heard this from me a million times. And if you follow most creators, they will get to this at some point. Every single thing you do needs to point back to capturing emails. It has to. This is how you're going to sell. Yes, people do sell products on just Instagram. They do sell products just on Facebook or, through Etsy and all of these things. But even within that process, if you are not capturing people's emails, you're missing out on the biggest opportunity to take someone and turn them into a customer. Being a email marketer is still the number one way to make money online if it is your final base for a customer. So I want to look at a couple comments and questions that are coming in first here. I've been using Meta Business Scheduler Planner for Facebook and IG, but it doesn't seem to do alt text, which sort of defeats totally. So some of those services I offered, or I put in the back. I use Metricool because I like what they offer for their free plan, but Planoly, Sprout Social, any of those are going to be better suited in my opinion. Obviously, the Business Scheduler is geared only towards Meta products. If you get to these other products, they're going to be able to spread a wider net to more different services, and also, in my opinion, work better, are a little less clunky. If you can hear, I'm not a fan of Facebook's UI, but we're not going to get into that. And Apur is asking, Jonah, what about reviewing your progress till date? Do enlighten us about that. Noport, that is a whole aspect of this. I assume that you're talking about um like analytics and really looking at how you're doing and all of that. That is part of this. We want to make sure that we're taking time to collect and adapt and change over time. Um because we have to learn from our mistakes and make sure we know what's working and what isn't. That is a whole conversation in itself. I'm not going to get deep into that, but what I can say is the system I have in place now, and a lot of creators I know, when they sit down once a month to create their content, they're taking a moment first to review past content, see what worked, and either revamp or just repost that. So, yes, part of that once a month sit down where you can take a couple hours of really focused work to do that is reviewing, making changes, and updating as it goes. Sarah is asking questions about alt text. I don't know 100%, but I do know that Metricool at least offers some alt text functionality. Go check it out. Sarah, I know you're at these events often, so if you find that a service does, let me know. I'm also going to look and I'll let you know if you show up in a future event there. But let's keep going here. So, everything you do should lead back to the opportunity for someone to drop their email into your email list, because when it comes time to sell products, that is going to be your number one tool. It's what every marketer uses in the long run to have successful sales and turn followers into customers. It's also how you know that a follower is actually potentially interested, because if someone follows you, that's an easy click. If someone gives you their email, that's acknowledging that they're open to hearing from you in the future. So, just some stats. If you're new to email marketing or sounds crazy to you, I just want to briefly go through these. Email is still the largest audience. There's 4 billion daily email users, and Facebook, I think, is at 2 billion. So, email as a platform is still the largest platform out there. It's one of the easiest to grow. 30% of marketers say that email newsletters are the best way to nurture leads. So, tons of marketers out there are using email to actually grow their platform. That's what they're focused on. So even if followers come and go, if you get someone on your email list, it's a much easier platform to maintain a relationship with that person. It is still the preferred method. Like I've been saying, 4 out of 5 marketers said that they would rather give up social media than email. So if that gives you an idea of how powerful it is, it really is the number one tool. And it also allows for powerful customization down the road. We're not going to be getting too deep into that right now, but marketers who use segmented campaigns and speak to specific groups of their audience, which you can't really do on any social platform, find as much as 760% increase in revenue. That is something you can only really, really do really well with email and that you're in control of. So, if you weren't convinced, hopefully you are now, that email is still going to be the place we sell. If you've been to past events, you've seen this before, but if you're new to email marketing, I just want to talk about the basic idea of a funnel. The idea being that you're going to have these different levels to your platform. So, awareness is your social media, that's everywhere, that's out there. You're trying to get people in this awareness level to join your email list. You're providing value in exchange for emails, something we've talked about a lot. And yesterday we covered more in depth. So go check out that video on our YouTube as well. Once you get an email, now you enter a customer into the consideration phase. So you're educating them, you're engaging them, and you're starting to figure out who that customer is and what products they might be interested in. Then comes the point we'll talk about in the next section, which is selling. You're going to use email to actually promote and develop that relationship and finally sell to the customers. And then after that, you reward them. So you give them freebies, you give them extra value, you appreciate them, and you give them opportunities to grow your business with you. That's the basic idea. We go into this much more in depth in past events, so go check those out. But just for those who are new to email marketing, that's the concept. Well, you might be asking, why would someone give me their email? And once again, if you've been to past events, we've answered this question, but I want to do it a little differently today because one of my favorite creators, Jay Klaus, recently, I think in January, put out a Twitter thread that I thought was genius. So he said, most people know that creating lead magnets can attract more people to subscribe to your email list, but most people are using terrible lead magnets that don't attract people at all. And he gave 6 types of magnets that still work in 2022. So I'm using these both to give you some new ideas. And also, if you're new to the concept of lead magnets, you're basically creating incentive products, promises to your potential customers that they'll exchange their email for. Uh, Email courses was his first one. An email course can be really valuable and efficient transfer of knowledge. So this is where you're telling someone, by joining my email list, you're going to get regular emails helping you solve the problem you face through the transformation you offer. Great option and really easy to set up. Almost every CRM allows you to set up a system where when someone fills out a form, they're entered into an automated flow of emails, so you can immediately initiate this for anyone, have it automated, not have to worry about it. The next option is video courses. So if you've tried email courses and they've worked, it's a great opportunity to then take those emails, turn them into videos, put them on Teachable. And we covered a lot in yesterday's event, all about how you can efficiently make mini courses. So don't worry about big problems here. We're talking about solving the little problems, but video courses are a fantastic way to up your email game. And you can put them in emails if you're not ready to put them on a platform, or you can use a fantastic platform like Teachable to have a clear, accessible place for people to go through that. Templates are a fantastic lead magnet as well. Everyone is trying to create or achieve something. If you can get them part of the way there without them having to struggle through every aspect, you're going to be a valuable resource for them. Quizzes are a growing tool that are awesome and fantastic. If you want to learn more about that, go to the Spotlight YouTube and look up Kate Putnam in our videos. We've done quite a few events with Kate Putnam, and she is a master of quizzes. But the point is, you're helping someone solve a problem through a quiz. And you're going to access their email by offering them value at the end or exchanging an email for the results. And communities are another growing and awesome way. So rather than necessarily selling products, you're offering paid value in a community, or you're just exchanging email for access to the community. It's a great way for you to network. It's a great way for other people to network and grow an audience that's like minded, active, and cares about the community as well. And free challenges are another great way to do this. And I'll talk about this in a minute, but Spotlight created one for you as well. It's a great resource if you need it, or even just to dive in and see how we built it and use that as a template. Highly recommend doing so. I loved Jay Klaus's 6 ideas. They're fresh, they're new, and they actually are working. He is using all of these. We did an event with him recently, and he is killing it out there using all of these and trying them for different audience members. But once again, these are all ways where you can provide value to get someone to give you their email and consent to being on your email list. Once you have a lead magnet, whatever it is, make sure to advertise it. So put it in your link tree on socials, add it as a banner to your website, and make posts about it. So tell people that you have created something that is going to solve the problem, that is going to take them through the transformation you promise, and where can they find it. That is going to be how you take your followers and you turn them into potential customers. You need to make sure that a large portion of your time, even if your post is offering value, make sure you have CTAs saying additional value, go download this, or make sure that you're making regular posts so just people know what it is that you have available. I see a lot of creators, and I'm guilty of this myself. You create lead magnets and then no one knows they exist because you're not advertising them. You're not pushing people towards those things. So, right off the bat, before you even have sellable products, make sure that what you're selling is that value in exchange for emails. which down the line we will use to sell. If you want to see a clever system that we've come up with here at Spotlight, and I've started implementing myself, where you can make 3 lead magnets in one single process in varying degrees of value that make sure you're capturing high value leads, go watch yesterday's video. It's going to be right there on our Spotlight YouTube page. It's also going to be on the spotlightapp.io website. And we went into depth about how you can make a PDF, a live event, and a mini course all within the same process in a rotating cycle that allows you to generate valuable lead magnets all at once. So I love Jay Klaus's examples as well. They can be worked into this system, but go check out yesterday's event if you want more detailed on instructions on how to actually create lead magnets, and make sure you're not wasting any time while you do so. So, woo, I've been talking a lot. Hop into the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, if this is making sense, if any of Jay's ideas hadn't resonated with you before, if you hadn't heard of them. Also, let me know if there were any lead magnet ideas that we missed, because I love hearing new ideas, and people are always getting fantastically creative with new ways to capture emails, new ways to offer value. Love hearing all of that. Let me know in the comments how you're doing, if you're with me. We got 10 minutes left here, and I'm going to try and get through everything here, but keep asking any questions while you got them. I'm going to try and answer them, but I really want to get to this next step because it is the most important part. You need to sell things. And there is only one measure of success, we said, and that is money. So how do we sell? Well, there's a bunch of different ways to sell. You can have PDFs for sale, you can have coaching, you can be selling services, you can do all of these things. But we're going to talk today about a system. Once you have a product, you've been growing your audience, you've been putting those lead magnets out there, you've been collecting emails, you've been growing your newsletter. However it is that you've been capturing emails, there will come a time when you are launching products and you are ready to sell those products to people, and you're going to do this over email. In general, across the whole marketing sphere, it is a common understanding, or a common rule called the 80-20 rule, that we spend 80% of our time marketing, growing our audience, collecting leads or potential customers, and 20% of our time actually selling. It is a rule because it works. It's like any science-based rule. It's an observation that has led to become a rule because it works every single time. So when you're getting to that 20% of the time where it is time to actually sell your products, this is how you're going to do it. And this comes directly from the mouth of Pat Flynn, and specifically an event we did with him in the past, all about launching a course. But this launch strategy, I think, is genius for any product you have, and it can be adapted or pared down. But I really want you to focus on the concept here, the underlying philosophy and ideas at play here, because these are going to be critical when it comes time to sell your product. So we got to go through this kind of fast because we don't have a lot of time here. But once again, I highly recommend go and search Pat Flynn on our YouTube, where you can watch him actually talk about this strategy. But it is the 5-day product launch email campaign. And we can use this for any product, whether it's physical, educational, anything. When it comes time to launch and sell a product, this is how we do it. We're going to send one email that is telling people what is it exactly. So who is this for? Make sure that you are either segmenting to a specific audience, or you're automatically segmenting by telling people exactly who this is for. You don't want to be everything to everyone, and most products aren't for everyone. So be clear who this is for, what is in it for them, so the transformation that you're offering, and a call to action, the opportunity to buy or go on a wait list, or offer the pre-sale, whatever it is that you want them to do. Day 2 is how do you know this is real? You're going to offer proof. So this can be testimonials. You're light on the stats. You want to get more to the emotional root. So you're talking about how this transformed other people, the transformation that you're promising. And once again, less features and more benefits. How do they know that this is real? You went through that transformation. If you don't have any testimonials, talk about your own journey. Just show people that this is a real transformation you are offering. The next thing is you're going to call them out on their objections. Everyone already, right off the bat, will be skeptical about anything you're selling. So acknowledge it. Tell them, I know you're skeptical. I know you think this couldn't be done in this amount of time. I know you think that nothing like this could exist. It's too good to be true. Or I just know that you already have something like this. So why would this be better? And you call them out on their objections, and you tackle those worries head on. You acknowledge that you are aware that they have those worries. You're acknowledging it, you're building trust, and you're letting the person know that you understand them. Day 4, what they need to act now. So you're amplifying, you have this problem. You suffer from this problem. It's why you're on my email list. It's why you're here today. It's because you have struggled with this in the past. You've been interested in my past solutions. Well, this is a new and better solution for you. And you want to reiterate the fact that it's only available for a certain amount of time, or there's only a discount for a certain amount of time. Day 4 is when you can start highlighting what the scarcity level of the product is. Anytime you launch a product or you go out and sell, you should be, at least whether it's with discounts, whether it's with limited access, you should be creating some sense of scarcity. And we've done past events. This isn't false scarcity. It works better for everyone, you and your audience, to create a sense of urgency and to make that urgency real. If you're offering a discount for the moment, it's only because you can only afford to offer a discount for that moment. If you're only offering limited enrollment, it's because you only can for that a moment to make sure that every student has a good experience. So in a past event, we nailed down that it's not a scarcity mindset. It's not false scarcity. It's exclusivity. You're letting them know why they have this exclusive opportunity. And then day 5 is where it really all comes to a head. You're going to send 3 emails. In the morning, you're letting them know this is the last chance. And kind of like day 3, you're doing an FAQ. So in Pat Flynn's case, this is about selling a course, but any, frequently asked questions about the product or the process of buy, this is a great time to offer it. Your midday noon email is, and this is where Pat Flynn's genius really comes through, is the subject line is going to say, I recorded this video just for you. And inside of it, in that email, is a video to the person. Obviously, you don't have every individual's name. You're only going to make this video once or a few times if you're A/B testing, but it's really you front and center. Casually, you can casually be walking around and you want to say, hey, I wanted to talk to you because I know you have this problem. And I faced that problem at one point in my life, but I figured it out through years of work and experience. And I really didn't want you to have to go through all that work and experience. So I've really deduced it down to this product that's going to help you become that person you're so excited to become in this way. And I'm really excited for you to buy it, for you to encounter it. Here's what you can do to do so. Let's do this. I'm thrilled to have you part of this great community. You see what I'm saying? Direct to the person and clearly building that trust that you understand and know them. And then the last email, when there's 6 hours left, 5 hours left, whatever you want to do, it's flexible here. But the last email is really just saying, all right, this is your last opportunity to get it at this price, to get in it all, or whatever your exclusive active bonus for buying at that moment is. That's your last chance to call it. So this template simply works. Go look up Pat Flynn. He is wildly successful. Him and everyone at Smart Passive Income have developed these systems over years of hard work and are so generous to share so openly and blatantly these tried and true strategies. But whether it's on email, whether it's with posts, however you're choosing to use this strategy, look at the underlying philosophy, take those pieces and apply it when it is in that 20% time to sell. Woo! So we only have a few minutes left here. Let me know if this has been helpful. If there's anything I missed, hop in the comments and let me know how you're going to take this stuff and use it. I hope this gave you value today. Just to summarize a little bit, at the beginning of the day, we said you needed clarity. Well, you do that by establishing your transformation and let it guide everything you do. We said you need consistency. You're going to do that by scheduling your content. It's simple but true. Work smarter, not harder. Schedule your baseline of content so you don't have to worry every day if you're showing up for your audience. You need a system. You're going to do that by making sure that everything you do points to email and that it's clear how that process works. You're going to advertise the solutions you've created, and you're going to make clear to people that just putting in their email is all they need to do to access that power, and they can do it down the line. You're going to sell to them. The last thing you need to do is sell things. And we gave you a strategy, but the most important thing is to launch with intention. Focus first on serving people, growing your audience of potential customers, making sure that those followers have a way to become customers. And then when it is time to sell, execute a strategy that works. There's tons of them out there for different industries. Pat Flynn is just one, but it is one of my favorite and it does just work. But most importantly, launch with intention. When it is time to sell a product, have intent, have goals, clearly set them, and go out to crush those goals. Because if you do it blindly or you do it willy-nilly, it's going to be really hard to track, to keep up, and you're just going to be lost and it's going to feel like you're failing every time. So if you're just getting started in this whole process and you need a home on the internet, just somewhere where you can point customers, whether it's a homepage or a mini course, if you're going to start offering coaching products, any of that, Teachable is here for you. And Teachable makes it super easy to implement so many of the strategies we talked about today and build those products for your customers, whether they're mini courses as lead magnets, coaching products, or if you just need a beautiful homepage with a lead capture form so people can sign up for your email list, Teachable is there for you. You can sign up for a free account in the description. The free plan has a ton of opportunity just built within it. It's not a free trial, it's an actual just free plan. You can build your first course, you can get started with a lot of the products, and most importantly, you can get familiar with the platform so that when you're ready to truly build your products and build those bigger level, high value products, you're ready. The platform isn't holding you up. You're familiar with it and you know how to do it. And if you need a little help getting started, like I said, Spotlight has your back. We have built a free mini course for you. It is in the description as well. It'll also be emailed to you along with the replay if you registered for the event. It's called Establish Your Home Base on Teachable. It's a 5-day challenge, but you do have unlimited access to it for as long as you want. We just encourage you to take the challenge and do it in 5 days. By following through that mini course, you're going to build a beautiful homepage with Teachable, completely within Teachable, that represents your brand and your business and has a lead capture form you can direct potential customers to so they can join your email list. So if you don't have a way for people to join your email list, this is a great way to get started. Anyone who enters their email into that will be logged in Teachable, and you can either email them from Teachable, or there's plenty of integrations like with ConvertKit or MailChimp that are automatically built into Teachable that allow you to do that back and forth. And if you aren't interested in establishing your home base, you already have that on Teachable, and you're just curious what a mini course looks like, go hop in, sign up for that mini course. Once again, it's completely free, and look at how we built it. We built it in collaboration with working with tons of creators and years of experience. So it is a fantastic way just to view what a mini course looks like and how it functions. So use it as a template, use it as an example. We built it as a lead magnet, and you can do the same for your own mini course. It's a resource that's there for you. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions or anything. Not poor, thank you for being here. Amanda, Judy, thank you all so much for being here. It's been a delight hanging out with you. And Linda had one question there. Can I ask, are you doing YouTube live here? It's not Zoom. What do you use? Yes. So here in Spotlight, we use StreamYard, which is a platform that allows you to stream to YouTube and all of that. It allows me to do these little pop ups and everything. Fantastic platform for going live. But if you're starting out by going live, don't get caught up in it. Focus on just refining your own skills. It took me years to feel this confident on camera. Focus on that first. When you run into hiccups with where and how you go live, there will be options to figure that out. But if you're new to going live, my one advice, Linda, is just get comfortable with it first and then worry about how you're going to do it. But when you are ready, StreamYard is absolutely fantastic. And it allows you to stream to multiple platforms at the same time, which is super valuable. So you don't have to do the same event multiple times to different platforms. All that said, I have to wrap up here today, but it is always a blast hanging out with you all. If you're here watching today or if you're watching the replay, hop in the comments. Let me know if this was useful. Let me know what your takeaway was. Keep dropping those transformational mantras and taglines in the comments. I love seeing those, and it gives me a great idea of who you are and what you're out there to do with your business and with your brand. Once again, thank you everyone so much for showing up today. And if you're interested in future Spotlight events, please like and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure to click the notification so you get notified whenever we post a new live event. And tomorrow, we are hosting an event that is all about making your video and audio look and sound good. This is my world, my bread and butter. I do video and audio. Hopefully, you think here today that this looks pretty good. I know I look a little greasy, but that's not my lighting. I just need to shower. But video and audio is my world. It's my wheelhouse. We're going to be diving into it all tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be giving you what gear you need or how you can take the existing tools you have that most people have nowadays and make fantastic looking video and fantastic sounding audio. So that's the event tomorrow. You can register for that event by going to spotlightapp.io. They'll make sure you get the the replay emailed to you and additional goodies. We follow up with you, additional resources, and all of that good stuff. Once again, thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow and in the following weeks. It's always a blast. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.